Hey there, welcome everybody. I am Ethan Reeves, and today I'm going to teach you how to squeeze the potential out of AI and scale super high quality copywriting. So here's what you'll get out of this very short session. First off, we're going to cover how to train AI to its full potential. Then we'll look at the limitations of AI and the workarounds to them. Then we'll talk about a 3-part system for training AI that scaled my ghostwriting agency to over 50 clients. You'll be able to fully copy my system. And in case you feel a little bit overwhelmed as I'm going through all the material, don't worry, I'm going to share a shortcut that'll help you implement everything I'm teaching with just a few easy clicks. But more on that later. First off, a little bit of information on me, why I'm doing this masterclass, and why you should even listen to me in the first place. So I built some of the AI technology that's helped agencies serve clients like Anthropic and Clay. I've built 3 separate AI companies, and I've scaled my marketing agency with AI as the backbone to over 50 plus clients per week. Now, I've been working with AI models since before ChatGPT even existed. I've been in the trenches arguing with the models and scaling quality AI copywriting across dozens of clients. Now, I don't know if anybody here has ever talked to GPT-2, but it was very dumb and it was a uniquely frustrating experience. I don't want anybody to have to go through anything like that. So let's get into how to get the full potential out of AI for high quality professional writing. In order to train AI to get that full potential, you need to know 3 things. First, why does AI sound so generic? By default, the models tend to write incredibly generic prose because, guess what? That's exactly what they were trained for. Their only goal is to be appealing to an average user, not a user with good marketing taste, not a professional writer. They shoot for average writing and they achieve it. You also have to remember that AI is not a genie in a bottle. How you want to think about it instead is as an input-output machine, and it's your responsibility to give it the best possible inputs so that it can produce the best work that it's capable of. It's not going to take initiative, you have to be precise. Third up, they are pattern matchers first, not instruction followers. Just like with good writing itself, you want to show, not tell when working with AI. At their core, they're just pattern matching entities. So instead, you want to avoid prompting. That's not the right mindset. Don't prompt, onboard. AI won't match human quality if you don't give it the same context a professional copywriter would have. You have to think about onboarding the AI, not just prompting it. That's why I built this 3-part system that we call the onboarding system. First, a rich contextual profile. Second, a precision template for your desired output. And third, fantastic inputs that get the right content for this week or this session. The secret to how this all works is actually really very simple. Every single technique that I'm going to share helps you maximize what you can think of as your writing quality progress bar. They all stack on top of each other. We're going to start by building out a rich profile that defines all the unique context about the brand or company you're working for. Now, you want this to be a reusable document. This is an external asset that you can pull in every single time that you write for this client. Good built profiles have 2 main sections. First off, knowledge, and second, voice. Now, knowledge, that's dense background context on your business or client. It's all of those details that any employee would know by heart. But remember, the AI is clueless if you don't feed it the right information. Now, the most detailed, compressed source of information on any company is actually the text of their homepage. It captures exactly what they sell, who their audience is, and even the precise vocabulary they use. Including it in every profile lets every AI understand their positioning and written patterns. If you're working with or for an individual like your own personal brand or a company's CEO, pull in everything from their LinkedIn page. Their self-description, their job history, their past posts, all have a wealth of subtle understanding that the AI will be able to use every single time you show it the profile. You can also add things like client onboarding calls, positioning documents, product details. Just add anything to knowledge that builds rich context and helps onboard the AI copywriter. Next up, every single profile needs a voice definition that captures that unique flavor of the brand's writing. Start by describing their exact tone. Combine a rich description with specific instructions on how to bring that voice to life. Always state clearly who the target audience is. How could you ever expect AI to write well if it doesn't have a clue who it's writing for? Now, with the right tools and some writing samples, you can actually have AI do an even better job at accurately building these voice definitions than even I can. Every single time you use AI, start with the right profile, and you'll suddenly notice that everything gets better. The writing quality, the intelligence, the creativity, all of that is enabled by having the right context always in view. Next, the second part of the onboarding system is a template. Now, what is a template? So a template is your flexible recipe for building a specific type of content. You want to think about this like a factory. You're trying to standardize your deliverables. This way, you're not starting from scratch. Imagine that every single type of writing you do, it's like a repeatable product. You have a ultimate blog post product. You have a newsletter welcome sequence product, a quick take LinkedIn post product. You'll create each of these in a separate Google Doc, a text file, or a platform that's been built for this from scratch, like Orbit Flows is. Now, inside of a template, you might think that prompts are the most important thing, but prompts are actually secondary. It turns out that the foundation of any great template is high-quality examples. Now, remember, AIs are pattern matching machines, so you want to start by feeding them human-grade examples of exactly the type of content that you're writing. Use always at least 3 examples so that you have the AIs avoid repetition. Ideally, you want these to be very diverse human-written examples, not just other AI outputs. If you feed the output of an AI back into the AI, that's going to reinforce all of those little AI quirks and talents. You want to avoid having a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy here. To make things easier, you could even actually swipe inspirational content from publishers or writers that you admire, so you help the AI understand exactly where your quality bar is and what you need it to produce. Examples are much better than instructions oftentimes because examples capture all of those nuance, the structure, the rhythm, the intricacies of language that you just can't describe in a prompt. But instructions are important as well. They let you get precise and detailed and point out do's and don'ts. So every time that you're starting to write instructions, one key strategy for yourself to have in mind is always start with a consistent framework. This helps you make sure that you actually distill all of the knowledge that you have on how to write this thing into a prompt that the AI can understand. Start off first inside of your instructions with a clear command telling the AI exactly what to write. Then cover the goals. What's the purpose of the template? How should the audience react or change or think after they read it? Next, dig into the detailed, precise structure. Think about like a LinkedIn post, right? Every good LinkedIn post starts with a hook, then it has a body, and then it has a conclusion or CTA or engagement bait section at the bottom. Talk about each one of these individually, sharing with the AI in this repeatable template the details of what makes each one of those specific structural elements tick and work great. Your templates, you really want to think about these like Lego blocks, right? They're independent, they're reusable. You can mix and match them with the profiles. So you pick a profile and then you pick a template. And with the two of those together, that means that the AI is going to start with a deep understanding of exactly what it is writing and who it is writing for. You've successfully onboarded it, so now it's ready to do great work. Now it all comes together when we add in part 3, which is the inputs. This is where we actually give the AI instructions on what specifically we're trying to have it write this time. Again, as I've said before, the more details that you can provide here, the better results that you can get. It's an input-output machine. Building on top of the profile and template that we've already created, add in the topic or angle that you want it to cover. Include an outline if you know exactly which points that you want to cover in this specific piece. But one of the most important and commonly overlooked things that you need to add in is what we actually call a source. So sources are how you bring external information into the AI. It's a common mistake to rely on the models to find what they need. Don't do that. Instead, feed it precisely the information that you want it to reuse or repurpose, and you'll get factual, insightful content. Adding in the right sources really helps prevent hallucinations, because if you give it the right material, then the AI actually has a great foundation to build upon. It doesn't have to hallucinate because you gave it great material to work with. We've found that one of our secret weapons for really high quality, especially thought leadership style content, is transcripts. Now, transcripts are the best possible source material because they capture the client's real words, their real ideas, their real style. You can use dictation to capture your own words. You can transcribe a ghostwriting interview with a client, or you can extract a transcript from a public podcast or YouTube video. When you combine all of this together, when you layer a deep profile, a precise template, and detailed inputs inside the right AI tool, you'll get fantastic top-notch quality consistently. Now, this is how you stack the quality bar in your favor and get polished content out of AI every time. Now, if you're asking yourself, how do I organize this file system and drag and drop all these things into my chats, don't worry, I've got a 90-day pass for you to get started with Orbit Flows that you'll find right underneath this video. You see, I was running into these exact same bottlenecks at my agency that you're probably experiencing right now. I wasn't getting consistent quality out of AI. It was hit or miss. I couldn't delegate to writers. I had to retrain them on voice and standards. It was disorganized and it was chaotic. So let's talk about some of the limitations and workarounds. You see, people always used to ask me which AI tool is best for pro writers. And the thing is that general chat tools like your ChatGPT, your Claude, they're just not built for professional writers. They're built for an average consumer that's just asking random questions and maybe like turning photos of their cat into a cartoon, right? All of them had huge gaps, and they didn't really let me achieve the possibility that AI had. So that's why I built it. Orbit Flows is your shortcut to extracting AI's full potential and getting the highest quality prose out of it. People always ask me which AI model writes best, but the thing is every single model has its own strengths and its own weaknesses. Claude's great at writing business content, but ChatGPT writes better subject lines. And Grok, on the other hand, is unmatched at punchy social media content. In Orbit Flows, you get multiple AI models in one tool, and you can draft with them side by side by side to unlock quality because you're no longer stuck using just one model's limitations. People always ask me, how do I get the AIs to stop hallucinating? But the thing is that hallucinations happen when your AI doesn't have enough context to write from factually. Inside of Orbit Flows, you can build a massive collection of knowledge and sources always available to pull into the AI to use as context. Orbit Flows even has a second-pass fact-checking agent that comes through and checks everything against the knowledge and the sources to make sure that it's accurate and free of hallucinations. People always ask me, how do I train AI to its full potential like you're talking about here? How do I onboard it if it's going to overflow the context window? Can it actually understand everything that I'm throwing at it? Will the profile and templates and inputs be too much context for the AI to handle? And unfortunately, the answer we found was that yes, but not inside of Orbit Flows. Because consumer tools like ChatGPT, even if you're on ChatGPT Plus, they have a 32,000 token cap, which means that you can't load in all the context and train the AI like you need it to. Real quality oftentimes requires much more context than just that. You could easily end up with 50 or 100,000 tokens of context, especially if you're adding in those rich sources that make all the difference like transcripts are. With Flows, you get the full capability of the models, and you can load in hundreds of thousands of words of rich context. I created Orbit Flows because the potential for AI to help scale fantastic quality content was just too great, but every single thing I used fell short. It's built from the ground up for teams, it's fully collaborative, and you can build out separate profiles for every single brand or department. It makes every writer into an AI expert with the full power of the onboarding system behind them. If you have a question or if you want a personalized demo of Orbit Flows, you can grab a spot on our calendar and we would love to show you around. If you sign up today, you'll also get a personalized one-on-one onboarding where we can walk you through how to get the best quality content for exactly the type of work that you do most frequently. I hope you learned a ton in our short time here together today. I enjoyed it so much because there are just so many ways to upgrade your AI writing game if you have the right strategies and the right tools. I'd love to see you inside of Orbit Flows. Take care.